So, does the ghost say Ope, or do you guys just say Ope?
We do.
Yeah.
Everybody says Ope.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Mondo Freako. My name's Bob. I've got Johnathon in heaven, believe it or not. I would think it would be hell in heaven, but Johnathon is in hell. Welcome to the show, Mondo Freako, with the Ope A Ghost podcast. You can find that at opeaghost.buzzsprout.com. I like to get the plugs in right away. Maybe people are going to stay with it for a second. You guys can talk. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Now I can.
Now I can hear
Okay,
you.
you couldn't hear me with the music. Okay.
Yeah, you were so drowned out by the music. I could see your mouth moving, but I couldn't hear words.
I was saying Ope A Ghost, there I can get the plugs right out of the way because it's opeaghost.buzzsprout.com, and we'll talk about it again here in a minute. But I wanted to make sure folks knew who you guys were and that where to find you right away. So then that way, the first minute, they're like, oh, well, let's just stop listening to this and go to Ope A Ghost.
Wait till the end, then go.
No, that's all right. It's perfectly fine.
I was telling them, listeners, wait till
happy.
the end. Wait till the end, then go check us out.
I'm happy if they go there first. I'm fine with that. I don't have any jealousy or rivalry. Come on. So obviously, now I know Ope as a term because it's a bit of a Midwestern Wisconsinite kind of thing, right?
Right, exactly.
Yep.
But would you tell people who maybe on the coast or something what Ope is?
You take it, Johnathon.
All
This
right.
is your name. You came up with our name.
Yeah, I came up with it really kind of as a joke, and it stuck for whatever reason, and here we are. But Ope is a term that Midwesterners would use, and there's people around the country that use it too. I've had people from Texas tell me they use it too. Yeah, but I think it's
I've
primarily
never
a
heard anybody
Midwestern
else.
thing.
Yeah.
If you're in a grocery store and you come around a corner and someone's there, you might say Ope, as in, it's kind of a way of saying, excuse me, I'm sorry, kind of all rolled into one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, and like you almost made a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the because Midwesterners are we're basically Canadian light,
right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
And so overly polite a lot of times. And so no matter what, like you're going down the grocery store aisle and you bump carts. Oh, that's my fault.
Right. You drop something. You're like, oh, it's kind of a catch-all phrase, but
and I would guess that. Well, let's think here. Homer always says dough, which
right.
I always think of that as an Eastern kind of thing rather than a Midwestern kind of thing, even though they kind of imply that The Simpsons is a little bit Midwestern, but I don't buy into that. That's a conspiracy theory.
All right, same. I don't think so either.
Just because it's Springfield.
You would say Ope.
Yeah, you'd say Ope, exactly. You go, dough. So yeah, exactly. So, does the ghost? Are you trying to be polite to the ghost with the Ope part, or
I think it's more like it's like you turn around and there's a ghost there. It's like, oh, a ghost, and then
like we're surprised of the ghost.
Like an expression of surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so ghosts are surprising to you, so you don't just go, whatever, a ghost. Now, what made you decide? Obviously we're our Ope phase of this conversation. We're going to go into the ghost phase. So, have you both had encounters with ghosts where they like startled you? Heaven?
I wouldn't say startled. No. It was more just funny as Johnathon listed names for a podcast because I'd been trying to talk him into a podcast for years. It was just the funniest, most clever one. And we were like, oh, let's go with it. It'll roll off the tongue. So no, ghost hasn't surprised me necessarily.
Johnathon, do you agree? Would you concur, Johnathon, with this?
Yes. I mean, I have seen with my own eyes, at least counting ghosts and shadow people and all of that, probably 5 or 6 experiences. And I was never never surprised, or afraid, I might add. It was always, it's not
Really?
like, it's not like you see in the movies or on television,
No.
there's the lighting is dim and there's the creepy music, it's, you see something and by the time you realize you've seen something, it's over and it's gone. And it's like, okay, what was that? Now I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's weird. So you said how many, 4 or 5 times you said?
Probably 4, 5, 6 times. Yeah.
Really? Well, apparently you're not keeping total track of these ghosts. It's same one once or all different?
All different. The first time I saw a ghost, the first time I know I saw a ghost, I was at a friend's house and I was between apartments and I was sleeping on his couch and it was probably 11 o'clock at night. It wasn't late. I came in. The television was on. The guy's parents always just left the TV on 24/7. And I just laid down on the couch and was watching whatever was on. And 10 feet away to my right, there's a door that goes into the kitchen. And I see this woman cross the door. I saw movement. And I look over and this woman crosses the door and she looked kind of like my friend's mom, in the dark. She was the weird thing was she kind of had this gray monochromatic look to her, but she goes across to the refrigerator. And if you go over to that refrigerator, you're standing in front of it like you're going to open it. There's a wall to your immediate left. And just to the right of the refrigerator is the door. So there's no place to go. She goes over there.
Pulls out a Leinenkugels, right?
Right. No. Well, the funny thing is the refrigerator door never opened.
Oh.
And I know that because the kitchen was relatively small. It was probably 10 by 10. Had she opened that door, it would have flooded the kitchen with light. That never happened. And I never saw her go back across. And I never really thought about it until, 20 minutes later. I'm like, wow, I never saw her go back. And so the next morning I told my friend, hey, I saw your mom last night, and told him what happened. And he gets this look on his face, half grin, half surprise. And he says, you got to tell mom the story. So I go to his mom. And I said, I saw you last night. And she said, oh, yeah? Where did you see me? And I gave her the whole kitchen story. We're standing in the middle of the living room. I gave her the whole story. And she goes, oh, that wasn't me. That was probably Edna. And I was like, who's Edna? She points. There's this chair sitting just on the living room side of that door. She points to this chair and she goes, she used to live here. She died in that chair.
Oh, great. They kept the chair?
They kept, well, it was, when they got the house, it had furniture and, you kept the furniture and.
People die. Certain things happen to your body that soils furniture.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You would think. The chair did not look like it had been soiled. I'll say
that.
It was definitely an older chair, but
they just flipped the cushion. It's kind of
like maybe you're right.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you're right.
We recently learned her name was not actually Edna.
Yeah, I think really? I can't remember if it was Mary or May, but I think it was May. The lady that the mother in that situation I had spoken with, I've been friends with her for literally years now, since I was probably 12, and across from that refrigerator is a door that goes out the back, and then you take 2 steps and there's what looks like an unattached garage, but it used to be the summer kitchen. And so between those 2 buildings, the house and the summer kitchen, there's a sidewalk, and at the end of the sidewalk there's an old well. And apparently May had enough with life and dove down the well. And
she fell down. She jumped down a well
on purpose. Yeah.
How big is that well, like diameter wise?
I don't know, because it was covered by this time.
Oh, okay. So, I was just thinking maybe she should be floating upside down at this point.
Well, but she, when the mother started telling me this, about May, she said that, she had remembered this story and asked somebody else about it. And he goes, oh yeah, May, I can't remember the last name, but
May West.
Exactly.
No. Okay.
So yeah, May had dove down the well. And so she thinks maybe it wasn't Edna after all. It may have been May, because May had met the description and was wearing the thing that May wore when she took the dive. And
you didn't feel any urges or anything to go swimming in a small space,
No,
did you? Okay.
no. Well, at the time, like I said, at the time, I mean, the house has been torn down since then. It's been
Yeah, with
gone
good
for
reason.
20
And I bet
years,
that chair got
apparently.
left in there.
I always wonder. I'd like to. I drive by there, and I think the lot is an empty lot right now. But I wonder if every once in a while May doesn't make an appearance.
Oh, that would be a good place to put up a camera and just see if anything appeared, right?
I mean, I know all about that.
The idea is they come back and, it's like a residual kind of situation.
Right. And that's kind of what I think. I mean, it's funny. I had a girlfriend who's now my wife, but I had a girlfriend at the time, and her
name's not Heaven?
No, her name's not Heaven.
No.
Which is funny you should say that.
No, sir.
We're
couple of people, not a couple.
Not a couple, exactly. We've been to conventions and people speak to us like, "Oh, your husband will love this, and your wife will love that."
And I'm like, he's my dad's age.
We just shake our head and pretend like
well,
and laugh
Jonathan,
about
you
it
look
later.
very young then, I guess.
I've got that Gen X disease where you look maybe not 10 years younger than you are, but
because Gen X, we all stopped smoking.
Yeah,
the baby boomers just kept
There you
smoking.
go.
And
exactly.
That's probably the difference.
I like to say the baby boomers invented smoking. We perfected it in high school and then quit.
Yeah, and then we had enough. It's good.
It's like, okay, I've done that. Now what else you got?
Yeah, go on to the next thing. Exactly. Oh wait, we're into different types of lotion, so now we're getting better. So that's why our skin looks good.
There you go. We have better.
Rob Lowe. We got our routine, our facial care routine. So
exactly.
So, Heaven, have you seen a ghost?
I have had some experiences since we started investigating, but I had never had a cool experience like Johnathon did when I was growing up. My first startling experience was with my son. He was probably 3 at the time. He is on the autism spectrum. So for quite a few years, he was nonverbal. And we had just moved into a new place here in town. And every year on the same day, he would wake up in the middle of the night screaming bloody murder and would not go back in his room. We'd try to carry him back in his room. He'd put his hands on the doorways. He was not having it.
Wow. That's terrible.
It was super creepy. And then on the 4th and last year we lived in that house, he finally had started talking. And I was like, buddy, you got to tell me what's wrong. And all he said was, the floating people are bothering me.
That certainly would bother me, especially when I'm trying to get to sleep.
Yeah. So that was the first experience. But I'm part of the first generation who grew up with ghost hunters on TV. So I've always been obsessed with it, but I never had any of my own experiences until then.
You said that, and I'm like, well, that means you're 12 years old, but I guess it's TV for quite longer than I remember.
Yeah, in my 34 actually.
Oh, wait, you didn't have to tell me that, Heaven.
Hey, that's okay. I don't mind. I look younger, so it's fine.
Jonathan's 71, so we're all good.
Yeah, 70, there you go.
73, thank you.
Oh, okay.
No, not
I do
really.
call him Grandpa quite often.
Just call me Grandpa, and I just want to ask her to go eat a Tide Pod or something.
Oh, great! Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There you go. It's good after you floss.
Yeah.
The Tide Pod.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's in between the cracks really well.
That's right.
Foams out.
A little grit.
I can't stand you.
So that's kind of creepy, right? So
very. So
you've got this whole situation brewing, and I mean, obviously, with a child, no matter what, you're like, you don't want to have things like that happening.
We moved out. That happened in the winter. We moved out a couple months later, just a few blocks down the road, and the people who moved in after us knocked on our door I don't know, 6 or 7 months later, and we're like, is that place haunted? Because our son is having some experiences. Yeah. We haven't had anything in this house with floating people, thankfully.
Well, good thing you left that chair, because otherwise, apparently chairs are what keep the dead in one place. So
I wonder whatever happened to that thing. I mean,
I'm sure it went down with the house.
Yeah, when they knocked the house down, they're probably like, make sure that chair stays in there.
That's right. Leave it in there. We got to get rid of this chair. So I talked to you, and we were going to talk about Shadow people as our topic. Now, I want to explain a little bit because everybody's, if you've listened to the last episode, we talked about, we're going to say angels, and then Rob had an existential crisis, and things changed, and I talked to you guys, and you're like, I don't know anything about angels. And I'm like, you know what? I don't either. So we came up with a new topic for this episode, and it's shadow people. Now, we generally do a quiz. Are you guys up for doing a quiz about shadow people and seeing how much you
Sure.
know?
Give it a shot.
You sure?
I mean, why not?
I
All
will
right,
fail it, but
All
I'm
we
down
can
to
do is
it.
fail. I
You'll
mean,
fail.
Yeah.
You'll fail it. We'll find out here. I got a few questions about shadow people. Let's play the music.
Quiz.
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 Quiz. The quiz. Okay, so this is a very easy question for you. And it's multiple choice, so you don't have to come up with an essay answer for me. What is a common visual description of shadow people? Is it they look like sparkly vampires?
Oh.
They are typically seen as dark human-like shapes. They have glowing eyes and wear tiny top hats, or they are transparent and made of jello. Any ideas which one? A, B,
Well,
C, or D?
as much as I love Jello, I'm going to have to say I don't remember which letter it was. The humanoid dark shapes.
Okay, B.
Yeah, but I think
typically
also
seen-
some people say C. They
Some people
sometimes they
say
do have
C.
little hats.
Oh, and,
Or
okay.
glowing eyes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, well, the answer was the answer that I have is B. It doesn't necessarily mean it's exactly right, but that's what I found out that would be a correct answer. They're typically seen as dark human-like shapes.
Yeah.
How interesting! I wish the Jello thing was real as well, and I think they could have a great, commercial success with the shadow people selling Jello.
Yeah.
Children would just love it. They'd eat it up. Right?
Ghost hunting would be interesting.
Yeah, you have to have a Jello
Bring a
offering.
spoon.
Yeah, they got the little cups, and you just peel the top off. And
Yeah.
All right, this next one is a medium difficulty. Which of the following scientific concepts is sometimes used to explain the perception of shadow people without resorting to the supernatural? Photosynthesis, the theory of relativity, pareidolia or effects of sleep paralysis, or a secret society of highly skilled ninjas who forgot their invisible cloaks.
Definitely D.
The ninjas?
Definitely the ninjas. Probably C, but definitely
Yeah.
D.
C for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
C for sure.
Pareidolia and sleep paralysis. Yeah.
I
You
like
guys-
D better though.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis yourselves?
I have it all the time.
Really?
Yes.
That may be not
frequently.
something that you want to put in the public.
We've talked
domain.
about it. We've talked about it on the
Heaven's constantly
podcast.
got sleep paralysis. Just
We
stop
have. We've
by
talked about it on the
anytime.
podcast. If you listen to the podcast, it's no secret.
I get it weirdly only like if I go to bed before my husband and he stays up later. But if he is in bed, it will not happen.
Oh, that's it. Well, probably because he's got the Jimmy legs and he's kicking you all night. So you
Yeah,
can't have
probably.
No pressure, to go to bed at the same time.
No.
You don't go to bed with me right now.
That's right.
The sleep paralysis demon is going to show up.
Yeah.
Suck out my
I've heard that
soul.
line before, and then you fall asleep. So there you go.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I've
So-
only had it once, and it was very
don't-
brief.
Okay. So it would be what? Sleep. We can call it paralysis because you could move after a second. So what would that be like? Sleep
don't-
holding your breath or something like
I
that?
don't know. I mean, it was more than a second, but I only had it once, and it didn't last. I mean, I've heard people talk about it like it lasts. I mean, Heaven can speak better about it than I can, but it feels like it lasts, 10, 15
like,
minutes.
Yeah. Quite a while.
Oh,
Mine
okay.
was, if I had to guess, 10 seconds.
Really? Okay. Well, I don't know if I'd call that paralysis, Jonathan. I'll be honest.
No,
with you.
I don't think so.
It was a weird feeling. I'll tell you.
I think
that.
well, it's weird, but paralysis I always think of as whenever it goes on long enough to where you're like, this is never going to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do always see almost every time a shadow person during sleep paralysis.
Ooh. Do you think it's pareidolia?
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something in your mental state of being in that like REM state. I don't know what it is. It's very strange.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. We're going to get more into that. I got one more question, if you don't mind, for the quiz. We'll finish it up. This is the hard question.
Oh.
Experience. So far, you guys have done great, by the way. You got 2 right, and you lead in the funny stuff, which is fantastic. The hard question. Experiences with shadow people are sometimes reported in conjunction with specific psychological states. You just mentioned that. Which of these is most frequently discussed in non-paranormal explanations? An overconsumption of kale smoothies, states of altered consciousness such as, well, what would be tough words, hypnagogic or hypnagogic hallucinations, extreme enthusiasm for vocal music, or a sudden realization that you've forgotten to water your houseplants for a week?
Definitely B, but I do forget to water the houseplants. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I give it away because I couldn't say it. Hypnagogic or hypnagogic hallucinations. There you go. Well, you guys did great. I'll give you 3 for 3 on that. Won't you say?
Better than I expected us to do.
Yeah.
Really? Well, there you go.
I don't test well.
I don't test well.
I don't test well.
I've got testing pareidolia.
Quiz.
That's a
Quiz.
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 Mondo Freako.
What in the bloody hell is Mondo Freako, and why would I listen to it?
Exactly. Why would you listen to it? So let's go into our talk about shadow people. Now, have either one of you experienced? So you said you did, Heaven, right? You said you see shadow people typically when you have sleep paralysis.
I do, but I think
do they,
that they
sing and dance, or what do they do for you?
Have you seen Harry Potter?
Yeah. Well, which one? There's 7 of them or something.
You know the one, the Jonathan, what are they called?
Dementors.
The Dementors.
Oh, the
How they like
Dementors.
suck your soul out, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they do.
Great.
They stand over you and make like a sound that sounds like they're sucking your soul out of you. That's the best way I can explain it. Yeah, it's
Can
terrifying.
you make the sound at all for me or not?
I don't know if my mic will pick it up, but it's very much like a
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Terrifying.
like
Stop
people
laughing
say
at me,
cat-
Jonathan.
Cats
No, I
will-
feel for you. It sounds terrifying. It really does.
Cats will steal your breath, and that's kind of what it
Yes.
sounds as well, right?
Cats
Right
are
now.
also evil.
Yeah, that's what they say. They'll get on your chest and steal your breath. Although I'm a cat and I have several, and so far so good, right? But
Yeah, Jonathan does too. I'm not a cat person.
There's one right here, in fact. Trying to, I don't know what she's trying to get, but
Steal your
probably that
podcast.
Modelo that you're drinking.
yes, sir.
I could tell from the funny thing was I could tell from the back of the label because you actually had the label turned around earlier. Anyway,
Yeah, it's that distinctive bottle shape.
yeah, and the label is a certain color and so forth. Well, that's interesting. Now, Jonathan, no.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
No, I just keep saying Noah. No shadow people experiences for yourself.
Oh, I've had a couple actually.
Really?
We kind of
Yeah.
think there's like 2 different. I think you get shadow people in sleep paralysis that are entirely different than the shadow people you might see in a haunted location. We've seen a
Okay.
lot of those too.
Okay. Oh, there's the cat. It's
Oh God, put her down.
That's a big
Jonathan.
cat. Wow.
She's not really that big. She just looks big. She's only
that-
about,
Yeah. Only on
that
camera does she look big,
Penelope?
like everybody
Yeah.
else.
that's Penelope. She's only 11 pounds, so she's not
Yeah, that'd be
big. She's chunky though.
Why are we doing a cat podcast?
Coming next week on Ope A Ghost, cats. No,
He's going
my-
to start Ope A Cat.
Ope A Cat.
I will not be joining him.
I have the first time I had a shadow person experience. I teach high school, and I was
Those are students, Jonathan. They're students.
yeah. Well, some of them are, but we were in class, and it was I don't know. There was a girl in class, and pretty reliable person. If she had told you something happened, you tend to believe her. Sometimes a kid tells you something, you take it with a grain of salt, but she was pretty down to earth, pretty normal person. And she said we had in the school I was at the time, typical Midwestern school, there's the 1926 building, and then there's the building they added on in 1964, so you've got kind of these two old and new sections. And so there's a part that they refer to as the old gym. And in the corner
it's always the old gym.
Yeah. In the corner of the old gym, there's this little ramp that went up into what used to be the girls' locker room. And you go in there, and there's a coach's office that has the glass windows that are about waist high to the ceiling on two of the sides. The other two sides are in the corner of the room. And then if you look down the room, you're basically looking down what used to be a locker room. There's sinks and mirrors on the left, and you go back far enough, there's shower heads sticking out of the wall. All the stalls and all that stuff's been torn down. It's just a long, narrow room. And a ball had rolled up there, probably a volleyball or basketball, and she goes in there after it, and she said she saw, standing in front of one of those mirrors, a girl wearing a poodle skirt. And she said, if I recall, she said the girl turned and looked at her and then just kind of disappeared.
I thought maybe she was chewing her gum and she pulled it out of her mouth.
Right.
Snapped it back.
So she's telling this, and within a few days, I'm like, I had a planning period where, you got time to do teacher stuff. And I thought, well, I'm going to go down there and see if I can't see poodle skirt girl. So I go down there, and I'm standing in that room. There's nobody in the gym, and there's nobody in the locker room. And I'm standing there kind of looking down the room toward the showers and where the sinks are, just standing there quietly. And out of the right, on the right to my right is that coach's office. And I see this shadow lean out. And then, of course, I look right at it, and it's gone. And then I keep looking down there, and I can see it happen again. And I went down there 2 or 3 times after that.
This didn't freak you out?
No.
You're like, what the heck?
Jonathan's not shakeable.
That's
well, I guess if
weird.
You're a teacher.
I do my own stunts, and I teach high school. So,
Okay.
No, it didn't freak me out. I know I've told the story to people, and they're like, man, I would have been terrified. And I've told friends, and they're like, well, you're just not smart enough to be afraid of these things when you should be. But no, I've never.
That's a glowing. Thing for your teaching skills there.
Yeah, I've just never been afraid. I don't know. There was nothing scary about it to me. Some people talk about their shadow people experiences, and they, the thing is exuding, fear, and terror, and evil. And this just wasn't doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
No, I was just saying. I went down there 2 or 3 more times, during the course of my tenure at that school, and as long as I was by myself, I would see it every time.
Every time you went, you saw it?
Yeah.
So how many times do you think that was? Like 20 times?
No. I probably only went down there. Every once in a while I'd be in my room. I was like, gee, I wonder if my shadow person's still there. And I'd go down there. And
kids, I'm going to step out of the room for just a moment.
Yeah, well, usually again,
stay in your seats.
It was the funny thing. It was probably always at the same time, because I always, my schedule, because of what I teach, I can tell you 2 years from now what my schedule is going to be.
Right.
And it was always the same time of day, which would have been around 1 o'clock or so. And, as long as I was by myself and I went down there, I'm going to say 4 more times. Oh,
wow. That's quite consistent, though.
Yeah.
We're almost the point of consistency with 4 times, I would say.
Yeah. The funny thing is, if you're in that locker room and you go to the opposite end, there's a door that went into an old boiler room. And on the opposite side of that boiler room is another door that went into the old boys' bathroom. And after I told that story on the podcast, one of the students from that school that had heard it sent me a message and say, hey, I used to see him all the time when I was in that boy's bathroom. He'd go use the stall. People would use the bathroom there because it was kind of out of the way, and it was quiet. Nobody'd be in there messing with you. So he would go in there, and he said he would see people. He'd see somebody walking back and forth, through the cracks in the stall. But it's the bathroom had like 3 urinals and two stalls.
Right.
And it was small enough that if somebody came in, you would know they came in.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't the only one that saw him there.
Wow, that's bizarre. I was going to tell you, I had an experience with, I'm assuming it was a shadow person, but the
Ooh.
experience has nothing, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, just so you know.
Okay.
So I was driving on the highway, and I was going, like 70 miles an hour, whatever, above the speed limit, but I'm not going to say so far above I'll get arrested. And I was driving down the highway, and on an overpass, I was getting to an overpass, and this thing about the size of like a child's head and shoulders pops down, looks around, and pops back up as I go underneath the overpass.
Pops down from the
like it's hanging upside down and sticks its
Wow.
head down, and it looks around like, hey, what's going on? Like it's sticking out of a portal or something.
Is this at night?
No, it's during the day. Broad daylight.
Weird.
It sounds
probably,
like Mothman. I think it was Mothman.
Yeah. Well, but
Sounds
all
like
I saw it was the shadow to me. So
That's really cool.
But it
I mean,
wasn't dark under there because it was daylight everywhere.
Right.
I mean, it
And
wasn't.
that's what I was going to say. It's broad daylight. So if it was a person, you would have said, "Oh, there's some guy."
Right. There's some guy hanging out, and cars are zipping underneath this thing. It wasn't like it was. Like you weren't supposed to be driving there or anything. It was just a regular overpass. And it looked like, at first I thought, what's a kid hanging upside down from the overpass?
Yeah.
And I hope he doesn't fall and land on my car.
Right.
That was my first thing.
Yeah.
My own car was the most important part to me. But anyway, but
was
then
it
after I
like in
got
a
closer,
city? Like a busy
no,
highway?
it's just out. No, it was out in the country. So
Oh,
it would be. I don't know if you
spooky.
know where Springfield, Illinois is, but it was just outside
That's where we
Springfield,
live.
Illinois. Get out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Exactly.
driving up to Springfield, so when you get to, so then you do know. So before Springfield, there's Girard, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
I've
somewhere
lived in
between
Girard.
Girard and Springfield.
I,
Wow.
I,
Jonathan lives between Girard and Springfield.
I do. I live
Mm.
in Chatham.
Oh my
and
gosh, Chatham.
I teach
Have you lived there a long time?
20 years, 25
Okay,
years.
so not more than 20. So you wouldn't know about whenever they used to do the drawings for the grocery store in Chatham.
No.
the IGA. anyway, go ahead.
I know
wow.
I know 55 well. I'm an adjunct instructor for Lincoln Land, and I
Oh, okay.
primarily teach in Litchfield, and I drive down there two nights a
Get
week.
out of town. I'm in
I
St.
feel
Louis.
like
so-
IGA will age you. The word
Thank you.
IGA.
I've never heard of this IGA.
IGA
What
food
is, what is
liner.
this?
Yeah.
There was
Food
an IGA
liner.
in
Oh, no.
Girard when I was a kid.
Yeah, they're not. I don't know that they even exist anymore in
I
that
don't think
sense.
They do. There
But I
is
was a
one.
baby.
I know where there
is
I was
an
a baby.
IGA.
So yeah, so somewhere between Girard. It was before I got to Springfield because you have to slow down because the state troopers get on and off the highway there.
Yeah, right there at that exit. Yeah, they like to hang out just before and just after that exit.
Yeah, so it's before that, but I couldn't remember which one. But somewhere in that neighborhood, just everybody. When I tell people that story, it only happened within the last 3 months.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, recent, very recent.
Jonathan, we're gonna have to go ghost hunt some overpass.
Go ghost hunt 55.
Yeah, well,
Every overpass between here and St. Louis.
That's what was so shocking about it was because you're not expecting it. I mean, I'm just, I got the, what do they call it? I've got the assisted cruise where I don't have to hit the brake or anything.
Right.
I'm just running along, probably singing or being goofy. And then I'm like, what the heck is that? And, it's like a kid hanging from there. And I'm like, I got closer and then it like looked around like it was like, maybe I shouldn't be here. And then it popped back up.
That is so weird.
It was weird.
I said earlier I wasn't afraid because these things happen so fast that by the time they're over and you've trying to figure out what it is, you don't have time to be afraid in the moment. You know?
Right. Yeah. I wasn't. Only thing I was afraid of was that it was going to fall on me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because,
You're more
yeah,
concerned with the individual than.
Well, no.
Or
I
your
was concerned
car.
about my car. That was.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that little brat falls out of there,
I'm trying to make you look like a good guy. It's...
I'm on a schedule here, folks.
Good try, Jonathan.
I'm on a schedule. It's just like, at school, these kids, I got to go check out the shadow person down in the old bathroom, locker room. You guys, get out your coloring books and have some fun for 10 minutes. I'll be back.
Exactly.
Well, this has been fantastic. And, oh, by the way, I have to play this before we go here. Hold on.
This is Johnathon.
And this is Heaven from the Ope A Ghost podcast.
And you're listening to Mondo Freako.
Get out.
Toodles.
You guys have recorded saying that. Come on. So, it was great having. So you're totally into these shadow people, obviously, because you both had such experiences.
Mm-hmm.
If for the people who tell you that you're full of it, where do you lie on you just go, yeah, whatever. That's my experience, not your experience. Or
yeah, I mean, what
I
can
don't
you do?
care. Yeah.
If you're not going to believe us, you're not going to believe us. Nothing I can,
No.
if I drug one into your, to show you, you probably would find a way to say it's not real. So
Yeah.
I think that's an episode, How to Catch a Shadow Person.
Yes. I don't know if you can catch him, but we saw a shadow person the night we met. So it's kind of like,
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I didn't. I was
trying to attack Jonathan.
Yeah, it wasn't trying to attack me. It's just looming over me. We were standing at a baby grand piano. I was on one side and Heaven was on the other side with a couple of girls. And so they saw it.
I bet she loves
didn't.
hearing that. Heaven was on the other side. Anyway.
On the other
Heaven,
heavenly. Oh,
I'm sorry,
agreeing
Jonathan.
with
Go
you.
ahead.
Oh. Heaven can tell it better because, like I said, I did not see it. It was behind me.
You're from the area. I don't know if you've ever heard of the company American Hauntings.
Maybe. Here's another weird side story, because nothing to do with American Hauntings. But I had dinner with Troy Taylor, so you probably know Troy Taylor.
Yes, that's his company.
When Troy Taylor was not Troy Taylor, and he was just a guy that worked at the Book Barn. Well, we went to
the Book Barn in Decatur.
We were.
Love it.
Yeah, and then he became Troy Taylor. So I'm guessing American Hauntings is probably something like Troy Taylor's venture.
It is.
Yes, it's a company he owns where that you can buy tickets to go to these haunted locations and do an investigation. And we didn't know each other, both bought tickets to this same event. And turns out he was my husband's English teacher in high school.
Wow,
and
you are old, Jonathan.
He's so old. And that night, I was just there as like a birthday party with a bunch of girls. We were not there to be serious ghost hunters, just stupid, ridiculous girls. And Jonathan,
I can attest to every bit of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonathan was the only one there who I would quote unquote call normal. It wasn't like, don't you see the person standing behind you? Things like that. So we kind of gravitated to him, and me and the rest of the girls were standing on one side of this piano and Jonathan was on the other. And it was an old funeral home in Jacksonville. And there was like a wall behind him that went into what I'm assuming was like a little studio room.
Yeah,
or possible locker room.
What we were standing on was the area had been used by a theater group, and there was a stage on the other side of the room, and right behind me was a small 4 foot by 4 foot box that was for like sound and lighting and stuff.
So there's
nothing better than taking an old funeral home and turning it into a theater and hoping it's not haunted.
Yes. And now it's a personal residence, but there was a doorway behind him, so it had somewhere to go, but the little room didn't go anywhere. But all of a sudden behind him is this large shadow figure, and Jonathan is a Sasquatch. He's a large, tall man.
Really?
And
he looks tiny in this picture.
I am. I'm diminutive over here, hiding behind this mic.
And it kind of towered over him going along this back wall. But then as soon as all of us girls saw it, we started screaming and shouting, and it just went away as quickly as it appeared.
I remember I had a digital recorder in my hand, and I went like this, thinking, hey, you got something you want to say? Go ahead. Yay, and it was gone.
So he didn't get to see it, but we all saw it.
Wow. That's interesting.
That's cool.
Mondo Freako.
Well, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks, Johnathon. Thanks, Heaven. We really appreciate you telling stories tonight. And everybody, don't forget to go see or go listen to or see Ope A Ghost. .buzzsprout.com for all your Ope A Ghost needs and maybe some of your Ope A Ghost wants. I guess you have a shirt because you got one yourself, so I'm assuming you sell that thing.
We
Well,
don't actually.
I made it with a cricket.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks really good.
So if you want one, you can send me a DM, but the quality is not going to be incredible.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, it's been washed several times. It's holding up just fine,
I'm hoping it had been. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Well, thanks, guys. And I'm going to play the music out. Hold on just a second and finish her up. Mondo Freako.